Hey, Dan Miller, Dave Ramsey here. 70 years old. I know dirt younger than that. Happy birthday, my friend. I am proud to call you friend for 35 years. Man, oh man, oh man. Have we watched you grow into the fabulous grandpa and absolute leader of the 48 Days Tribe. You and Joanne have transformed so many lives, and we're so honored to call you friend and friends for all these years. Absolutely incredible, and our happy birthday wishes to you, my friend.
What are we going to do?
We're going to tell Dan Miller happy birthday.
Dan Miller!
Yeah, but that was way too formal.
Oh, happy birthday,
Dan,
Do have food in my
we stopped. Yeah. I know this is the big 7-0 for you, and we think that you are, what is the word, old?
Old. Wouldn't be one of the words yet.
But you are still full of life and energy, and you have the greatest family, and you've influenced us so profoundly.
A delightful, beautiful human being.
And that's
Fully
just
alive.
That's just your wife. You are also an amazing, amazing person. And we'll say it together, and we've practiced this and everything. And so here you go.
Happy birthday, Dan.
Dan Miller.
Hey Dan, it's your friend Jody Smith, and I just wanted to tell you I'm extremely grateful that you've created the 48 Days podcast so faithfully over all these years. It was probably the first or second podcast that I ever listened to, and it's been the only one that I've listened to consistently since about 2007. I first started listening when I had a cubicle job, and I didn't even have an iPod. I would download the episode to my little laptop computer. I would put it in the passenger seat of my car, and I would hit play, and I would listen through the laptop speakers as I commuted back and forth to work. And I had to stop the car and do a double take the first time you answered one of my questions on the podcast. Your creativity, positive attitude, and abundance mindset that come through in every episode helped me get through many days, and I eventually escaped from the cubicle. So I want to say happy birthday, and to paraphrase some of your advice, do what you want for the first 70 years. Then we'll start a plan to make the most productive 20 years of your life. Happy birthday, Dan.
48 days to the work you love. Oh, you caught me singing my favorite song. I'm sorry. How embarrassing. Hey, happy birthday. This is Jamie Slingerland, your friend Dan, and I just wanted to say happy birthday. You've been such a blessing in my life. We just become great friends, and you've been a mentor and just really poured into me, and I want to say I appreciate you. I remember that I reached out to you on your podcast, and I was really frustrated, and you featured me as one of your success stories, and that really did something in me. And that just is a testament of your generosity and how you give to so many people. And so you're a blessing. I love you and Joanne. You guys have been awesome, and I want to say happy birthday to you. Thanks, Dan.
Hi, Dan. It's Jay Parks. Hey, I just wanted to let you know how much I appreciate you, and specifically why. And it's because my son appreciates you. You have made him feel important. As a New York Times best-selling author, you've invested in my son. You've made Colby feel like his opinions are valid. The affirmations that you've given him honor me in so many ways. You do that with so many people. You do that with people all across the world, and you do it consistently. But personally, in my life, you've done it for my son. And as you know, we want the best that we can possibly get for our children, and you have allowed my son to spread his wings and to be an eagle. Thank you, my friend.
Hey, Dan Miller, this is Jen McDonough. Happy 70th birthday, my friend. You know, several years ago when we met, I was absolutely in an awful place. My family was. We were paying off debt. We were devastated with our son's medical diagnosis. I had just lost my job that I absolutely loved. Never thought that would happen to me. And here you come along with your teachings. And at the time I thought, oh, I just want a job. I just want to be able to support my family. But through your wonderful teachings, you taught me that there's more to just a job, that there's purpose and passion, and most importantly, there's the opportunity to serve others and to make a great impact on them. So I want to say thank you for teaching my family about abundance and prosperity, even the things that you've taught about the rudder of the day. Starting off your day, reading the Bible, that stuff has had such an impact on me, and that's transitioned not only through our family, but through also the groups that I serve around the country and their families. So thank you for doing what you do. Love you. Prosperity, abundance, and blessings to you and the family.
Hi, Dan. It's your friend, Kate Erickson, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for the kindness and graciousness that you've always shared with me and with everyone I've ever seen you with. I very distinctly remember it was at Social Media Marketing World 2015, and I was standing in the lobby. John was nowhere to be found, but you came walking in, and you were with Aaron Walker, and your beautiful wives were with you, and you walked right up to me, and you said, "Hey, Kate, how are you?" And I thought, wow, here's Dan Miller, who's met me for the first time this weekend and probably only talked to me for a total of maybe 5 seconds. And you picked me right out. You came up, you took the time to say hello. And that really meant a lot to me. And I've seen you do this time and time again. I can tell how much you genuinely care about people. So thank you so much for extending that kindness to me. I'm so grateful to be able to call you a friend. And I wish you the happiest birthday.
Happy birthday, Dan Miller. JLD here, and just wanted to share a quick memory with you. I was at a conference and they said, go back to your room and call somebody that you admire. And you were the first person that popped into my mind. This is back in 2014. Went back to my room, gave you a call, you answered. And we talked for an hour. And it was a super cool experience, something I never forgot. You've been a good friend over the years, and I wish you many more, my friends. Look forward to the next time we get to shake hands and say hello. Take care.
Hi, Dan. It's your friend Sheila. First of all, I want to wish a happy birthday to you. And I also want to tell you how grateful I am for your friendship and mentorship over the last year. I still remember the day when we first met at Garcia's, and I was sitting across the table from you, and I thought to myself, somebody's got to pinch me. I am having lunch with one of my greatest mentors, Dan Miller. And you were just as nice and friendly and wise as I imagined you to be, and so much more. And then a couple of weeks later, you asked me if I wanted to be a part of the mastermind group, and my mind was blown. Thank you so much for believing in me and for taking your precious time to invest into my growth. I am truly, truly grateful for you and Joanne every day for being part of my life. Have a blessed day and a wonderful, wonderful year. Bye.
Hi, Dan. It's your friend Pierce Mars. I hope you're having a great day. A couple of days ago, I was thinking about Cinco de Mayo, and I think, oh, Dan just missed it by a couple of days. I know you love Mexican. But anyway, I just wanted to send you a message from Lisa and I to tell you how much we appreciate you and Joanne. And I just appreciate so much your wisdom and your insight and how much it's influenced me since I first heard you on the radio, I guess about 8 or 9 years ago. And I want to thank you for all your influence and all your wisdom, and sure did enjoy that ride on that train. So listen, man, I hope you have a great birthday. I hope it's blessed, and I know you'll make it great.
Hey, Dan, happy birthday to you, man. What a big, big, big day you've got going on today. And man, I got to just tell you, I love you so much. I appreciate you. I feel blessed for the last year and a half that we've been together and you've been in my life, and the mentoring that you've given me, and really the opportunities and the great mindset stuff that you give out there. But the thing that I love most, Dan, right now is that in today's society and the way that medicine is right now, I truly, truly believe that people can live well into their 100s. And so I wish that for you, and also wish just awesome health for you. And I truly do believe, Dan, that you've got decades to go of having great impact, and that your best work is actually in front of you, not behind you right now.
Mr. Dan Miller, it's your birthday, buddy. happy birthday to you. Now, when I joined the 48 Days group, I didn't know that much about you. I hadn't listened to your podcast. I hadn't followed your blog. I was connected to you and got to know you through the amazing mastermind that you've invited me into. And I have to tell you, I grew up with not very good role models. I had a single mother who worked her butt off, had a stepfather who was okay, but not really someone I wanted to model my life after. And I don't say this lightly. Over the last 3 or 4 years getting to know you, you are my role model. The kind of marriage you have with your beautiful wife, Joanne, the type of father you are, the type of friend you are, the type of husband you are. You're my rabbit that I'm chasing. If I can turn 70 like you are today and be the man and the husband and the father and the friend that you are, that's going to be a pretty great life. Hope you have a wonderful day, buddy.
Dan, Sten Morgan here. Just want to say a happy birthday. It's a big milestone. I know you have a lot of friends and a lot of people you've impacted in your life so far, and you'll impact a lot of people moving forward. So just want to say thank you for the impact you've had on me. I know we had a chance meeting, and through that process you introduced me to a publisher and helped me get my first book published. Since invited me to your mastermind and introduced me to a lot of great people. So you're a great man, great resource, and I appreciate your time and everything you've done to help me. Thanks, Dan.
Good morning, Dan. Happy birthday. It's your friend Steve Waddell. As I'm having my quiet time this morning, I've been thinking about you and thinking about the kiddish cup that you gave me. And for me, it's a constant reminder that we are more than enough. In other words, empowered and filled from above, overflowing so we can empower and fill others. So thank you for being a great example of that. And to you, my friend, cheers. And as my wife and the French Canadians would say, chin chin.
Hey, Dan, Aaron Walker here, View from the Top. Hope you're having an awesome day, man, because today is all about you. I was asked to tell a couple of stories about you. I could talk for days, but two of my favorite stories I want to share very quickly. First of all, we were sitting in Dave Ramsey's conference room years ago talking about some issues that I was dealing with, and you kind of looked over your glasses over at Dave Ramsey and made me mad. And I'm like, what is that about? What was that look? And you said, well, you may be praying about this issue right now, but you'd serve yourself much better if you would do something in the interim instead of just talking about it. Well, man, I'm going to tell you, I got so mad at you when you did that, but I want to thank you, buddy, because it changed the trajectory of my life. So thank you. I'll forever be indebted for that look that you did with Dave Ramsey. The second thing you did when I retired back 6 years ago when I turned 50 is you said, what are you going to do with the rest of your life? And I said, nothing. I'm completely done forever. And you started laughing and you said, that's the most selfish thing I've ever heard you say in my entire life. For the second time, making me mad. And I said, what do you mean? You said you've owned all these businesses, you've had a great marriage, and to sit on the front porch and rock yourself into an oblivion would be one of the most selfish things you could do, and you need to coach. As a direct result of that comment, I now have View from the Top. We have clients nationally and internationally. Hundreds, maybe thousands of men's lives are being directly affected today because of your input. Thank you for having the courage to be the mastermind member to me that I so needed at the time. Well, buddy, today's your birthday. I want to wish you happy birthday. You've been a huge influence in my life, and I'm very appreciative to you. Happy birthday.
Hi, Dan. Terry Hadaway here. Just wanted to take a moment to wish you a very happy birthday and to thank you for your influence in my life. I'm sitting here today in my office in my home, and I'm doing work that I love because you've inspired me to do just that. So today I have the privilege of working with you, and not only you, but a lot of people that you've been very instrumental in connecting me to. And so for that, I'll be forever grateful. So I hope you have a very, very happy birthday, and that you'll be able to take this opportunity to celebrate not only with me, but with other people, the influence that you've had on our lives. Have a great day.
Hi, Dan. It's your friend Jeff Long here. Hey, I was first introduced to you through your podcast all the way back when you put your radio show on iTunes, and I can't thank you enough. You were one of the first entrepreneurs that I listened to that talked like me, but you talked more creative. And you didn't give either or, you talked about both and. And so because of that, I would listen to your podcast while driving to client meetings. So if they needed a new video marketing strategy or a new website designed or developed, I would think out of the box and think creatively with both and solutions. So I want to thank you for that. And then the first time I got to meet you, I brought my wife all the way down to Coaching with Excellence so she could finally meet the guy that I have been talking so much about, and she got sick. Well, we found out later that she was pregnant with our firstborn, so we do have good memories of that event. Dan, I want to thank you for being a friend, being a mentor, helping me be a better entrepreneur, but most importantly, helping me be a better family man, a better husband, and a better father. So thank you so much for that, and happy birthday.
This is Ernie Lansford, your friend, and I want to say happy birthday. The power of a single touch of one finger. Let me explain. Years ago, I was driving through the Nashville area and I pushed the seek button on my radio and I found WWTN. And that simple one touch led me to you. And through that radio program many years ago, I've stayed in touch with you, I've connected with you, and you have added tremendous value to me. I have purchased all of your books. I have listened to your podcast. I have attended Coaching with Excellence. And that one single touch led me through to you, which you led me to Aaron Walker, which led me to Nick Pavlidis, which led me to David Hancock, which led me to a contract for a book for publication. That, my friend, is just minor way of how a simple touch, finding you, helped improve my life. So as you go about this 70th year, your 70th launch of a circuit around 365 days, adding value to others, remember the single touch that we can use to add value to others. I'm so thankful to God that we are connected by a single touch of a finger seeking information and knowledge. May God bless you and happy birthday.
Hey, Dan, it's Giovanna Ellison. You remember that very first time we met at Coaching with Excellence? I'll never forget it because I was so excited the night before because I knew I was getting ready to meet you in the morning. And I remember my first impressions. You were so generous, so kind, so full of wisdom. And I just want to say thank you for pouring into my life and for changing my life in the way that you have. You were there during that time that my mom was going through with your calls and your prayers, and I'll never forget you for that. My life has been completely changed because of your leadership and because of your influence. Happy 70th birthday.
Hey Dan, it's your friend Jim. Happy birthday, man. Hey, you did a huge favor for me. It seems like just yesterday I'd finished up a book I worked on hard for a year, and I prayed about it and I said, God, I want to use this book to serve you. I want to get some endorsements. I want this book to sell a bunch of copies. Every penny went to a ministry. But the name God gave me was Dave Ramsey. And I said, God, I don't know how to get a hold of Dave. He's outside of my pay grade. But a friend of a friend knew you. And you put in a good word. And here it is, man. Back cover. Dave Ramsey and Dan Miller. You liked the book. You helped me get it out there. And because of that, my team and I have served thousands of people. The ministry continues to grow. And God bless you for it, man. You believed in me when you didn't have to. And I will forever remember that and be grateful. Happy birthday, Dan.
Hey, Dan, it's your friend Jeff Brown here from the Read to Lead podcast. And your work has had a huge impact on my life and the life of my wife as well. Wisdom Meets Passion, No More Dreaded Mondays, 48 Days to the Work You Love. It was those books who helped me for the first time understand that I could work for myself, that didn't have to be a scary thing, that there wasn't as much security as I thought there was in a steady job with a steady paycheck. I began thinking outside the box for the first time as I read your work and listened to your podcast. And as you know now here, almost 4 years later, I continue to work for myself and have never once thought of going back to an old job. And it's wonderful because just earlier today, my wife and I, it's Wednesday as I'm recording this, and we were enjoying our Wednesday date day, and we decided to stay in. And she was out sunning herself, getting ready for a trip to the beach. I was grilling hot wings, and I commented to her, isn't this awesome that we can do whatever we want, whenever we want, and enjoy this time together in the middle of a beautiful day to be outside. And it's all because of you, and it's all because of the things you've written and the things that you've shared. So thank you so very much for all that you do, and happy 70th birthday, Dan.
Hey, Dan, happy birthday. When I think of you, I think of two things. One, I think of somebody who shows up, and the first time I ever saw that in action was I launched my second book, and I decided I want to have a book launch party, and I emailed a bunch of people, and you were one of the people that I invited who I thought, man, there's no way he's going to show up. And you and Joanne both showed up, and I was so honored, and I had lots of my friends going, is that Dan Miller? What is he doing here? And I was like, I don't know. I invited him, and he came. So I see you do that again and again. You just show up in people's lives, and I love that about you. Second, you make yourself available to people. There's no ego. I love the humility that you have, and also your willingness to invest in others, especially the next generation. And I'm so grateful for that about you. When we started our mastermind, you invited us all out to the sanctuary to hang out and ask questions. You gave us all copies of your book. I just love the generosity and your love of learning and your willingness to always be available for somebody who wants to grow. I so appreciate that about you. I've learned a lot from you, and I've learned even more from your example. Thanks again. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dan Miller. This is your friend, Jeff McManus. I just want to thank you, Dan, for not only living the godly lifestyle and being a mentor to me, but inspiring me with the style and the number of books that you read, the creativity that you have, and how you look for opportunities everywhere you go. That has been a big inspiration to me, and I want to thank you for keep on pressing on. At an early age of 70, I think you're just getting started good. Take care, my friend.
Hi, Dan. It's your friend, Andy Daubert. You know, before I had the pleasure of meeting you, I read your book. And since I was in a job that I hated, and you might even say I dreaded Mondays, I took it to heart. You taught me a lot. I quit that job. And a little over 4 years ago, I started my own. Not long after that, I got to meet you. And ever since then, working with you, it's been amazing and a lot of fun. So I want to say thank you. And with that said, I also want to wish you a very happy birthday.
Hey, hello there, Mr. Dan Miller. Someone tells me that you got a big day coming up. I thought I would just take a minute to wish you a very happy birthday, and to let you know how appreciative I am of you and Joanne and all your family for your kindness all these years that I've known you guys. You've been so down to earth and just such good people to my family and I. And I thank you for all that you learned me about, finding the work that I love, and which I have since I've known you. Thanks to your 48 days, all the good stuff that I've learned in that. I went from factory work to working the Tennessee Department of Transportation, and it's the best job that I've ever had in my life. And I know it may not be a big deal for, to an entrepreneur. I just work a traditional job, which I really enjoy. And so, but I know it's all because of you and your teaching that I found the job that I really enjoy, and I feel like I can put my whole self into and make a difference. But anyway, I won't go on and on about it, but I do thank you for everything that you've done for me and my family, and a happy birthday. And you don't look a day older than me.
Happy birthday, Dan Miller.
just read a proverb that said, walk with the wise and become wise. Well, I've had the chance to walk with you, and I feel like that proverb applies specifically to you. Thank you, Dan, for the investment you've made in yourself that has blessed so many people, and one of those being me, specifically. The time that I got to spend with you at Coaching with Excellence, Coaching Mastery, our individual sessions, and then the time at the sanctuary and with your family and the other people in the group have just been invaluable to me and my growth. I'm thankful to have a mentor like you. So for me, to say happy birthday to you is a blessing.
Hey Dan, happy birthday. It's Brian Dixon, and I just want to wish you a happy birthday. I'm so honored to know you and to call you a friend and a mentor. And when I think about Dan Miller, I think about the first couple months we were working together. I was sending emails, writing and sending emails on your behalf. And one email that I sent, I did not get your final approval on it. You know, you didn't do the final edit on it, and I sent it before asking for that. And so I messed up. And I remember it was challenging for me to come forward and to say, hey Dan, I messed up. Will you forgive me? I remember thinking, maybe this is it. Maybe Dan's not going to want to work with me anymore. But the way that you responded to that situation with such grace and class was incredible. It really impacted me. And it made me look at the way that I work with people and how am I living in integrity and how am I always thinking the best of others. And that's something that you do. That's something I've learned from you, thinking the best of others and leading with integrity. And I just want to say thank you and happy birthday.
It's Catherine. Well, Daddy, I just want to let you know that I am forever grateful for you. You have impacted my life in such a way that I will never forget, that my children would ever forget. For your words of wisdom, words of kindness, words of respect, words of dignity has shown me what a father really is to his children. And I will forever be grateful for you. Thank you so much for all the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that you've given me. Thank you for not allowing me to have the pity party on me and my situations or my life, because it's made me a stronger woman and a stronger mother, a stronger friend. And I just want to say happy birthday with all the love from me, Coriana, Antonio, and Latoni. Have a wonderful, wonderful 70th.
Dan Kuiper checking in. I had written 8 chapters in my first book when I first met Dan Miller at his Right to Publish event. He was such a tremendous help in the process. The first thing he did was tell me to put the book on hold and go back home to Indiana and build my platform. He said that way, by the time the book comes out, people will be lined up to buy it. Well, I followed his advice. I stopped writing and started a website, a blog, a Facebook page, and whetted people's appetite. Well, sometime later when the book came out, a bookstore in my hometown asked me to come and do a book signing, and the line went out the door. After a half hour, the owners of the store told people they could only purchase 1 book, and even then, after an hour and a half, we completely ran out of books. The owner said he'd never seen anything like it before. Dan has given me a lot of helpful advice through the years, and the one thing he told me that will forever be etched in my mind, if you follow the money, it will always be just out of reach. But if you follow your passion, the money will come. Thank you, Dan, for equipping me to live my dreams of not only being a writer, but a speaker with a passion for helping others to experience God's love, healing, and grace. You have blessed me more than you will ever know. I wish you the happiest of birthdays and many, many more. God bless you and your family.
Hey Dan, a little bird told me that it was your birthday, and I gotta say, it is an honor to celebrate you. You are always one who is putting wind in my sail. You're a sounding board for all the different endeavors that I'm into. You've been a mentor beyond what you know in my life. Your books, podcast, and the way that you live your life. And I can't thank you enough. And I'd like to wish you a happy birthday. Thanks.
Dan Miller, David Molnar here, wishing you a happy 70th birthday. I can't believe you're 70. Happy birthday from the bottom of my heart. I'm here in Seaside, Florida, and how appropriate that I'm here because you have been so instrumental in helping me pursue my dreams. First, as a hero of mine from your books and being a thought leader, I've been so inspired by you. And then you transitioned to be what I would call a mentor of mine, encouraging me to start my own mastermind group, which I tell you has been the catalyst for just absolutely the biggest life-changing events in my business and my personal life and everything else. And then thirdly and lastly, you've been so impactful to me as a friend. I may not be your peer yet, but you've been a friend to me and given me so much inspiration. And I just am so thankful for you and your wife and the inspiration that you guys have been and the way that y'all poured your hearts into helping young people and helping just literally hundreds of thousands of people. It's inspired me so much. It's helped me build a 7-figure business and be able to be totally fine with skipping work to spend time here playing with my kids and helping them dig holes and just having a blast. So I love you. Thank you so much. Happy 70th birthday. You're amazing. And look forward to the next 50 years of your life and all the inspiration that you're going to give us.
Happy birthday, Dan. It's a great pleasure to have the opportunity to just jump on quickly and say happy birthday to you. I wanted to share how you impacted my life on this 70th birthday that you're celebrating. Dan, I was there and I was about to give up on my podcast and what I've accomplished with 76 episodes, thinking, hey, it's enough and probably I'll go for that big goal next year. And like a lightning bolt, the inspiration struck right there in the barn in Franklin. And the inspiration sounded like, go on, continue, do what you're doing. Dan, you are amazing, my friend. Your humble method of sharing your questions, your enlightenment came from that particular time we spent there, my wife and I, has really fueled what we're going forward into. And I want to thank you for that, my friend. I hope you live to see many, many more, Dan, and your wisdom, if it's even possible to increase, that it does increase, because you are a wise man. So thank you, and yeah, all the best, my friend. God bless.
Hi Dan, it's Isabella here, sending a very sunny happy birthday wishes all the way from Perth in Australia. I hope you're going to have a wonderful time. It's amazing how you continue being an inspiration for so many entrepreneurs. Please keep it going, we need more.
Happy 70th birthday, Dad. I am so ecstatic to have the opportunity to personally wish you the happiest of birthdays. What an amazing milestone. And what I thought of the minute I heard that this was your 70th birthday, I thought about the biblical significance of the number 70. And it is so replete through scriptures. And the thing that is so cool about 70, it is actually the bringing together of two sacred numbers in the biblical text. And one of those numbers is 7. And that number, we talk about in biblical numerology as representing perfection. And the reason I love that is because this idea of perfecting in Scripture, it's a process, and it doesn't mean that you've arrived, but it's this continual striving. And whenever I think Dan Miller, I think continual process improvement, continual striving, never really feeling like you've arrived, but always working towards that. That's one of the things I love and admire about you, Dan. The other number that is so significant in the number 70 is the idea of 10. So in the Bible, 10 represents completeness in God's law. And again, it's this idea that when I think of you, I think of so much that you've accomplished and so much that you've done it in a way that is God honoring. And a lot of people do have accomplishments, but they are not what I would call God honoring. And so when I think of 10 for you, I think of this sense of wholeness. And so when you bring that idea of 7 and this idea of perfection and that pursuit with this idea of wholeheartedness and 10, 7 times 10 and come up with 70, well, what do we have? We have happy 70th birthday, Dad. I wish you just God's richest blessings on this celebration and, of course, many, many more. Thank you for all that you have sown into me during your lifetime. I will always remember that, and I pray that I can pay that forward to others as well. I'm doing my best, but you give us a great model to keep in pursuit of. Thank you so much for all that you do. Happy birthday. God richly bless you.
Hey, Dan, just want to take a minute and just share just one thing. You know, it's very rare that you meet someone and they seem genuine, and then you get to know them a little bit more and they really prove to be as genuine as you thought they were, right? But the first time we ever met, I don't even know if you remember, but we were eating dinner at Famous Dave's Barbecue, and I left that dinner. It's the first time I ever talked with you. We only met for a few minutes. We had dinner, we talked, we just kept it casual. But when I left that dinner, I immediately picked up the phone and I called Chris, and I said, I just met Dan Miller and Joanne Miller, and they are two of the most genuine people that you're ever going to meet, and you're going to have to meet them. I told her that. And I said, you're going to have to meet these two because they're absolutely incredible. And who knew just a couple months later we'd be in Nashville, and we'd call you up and say, hey, do you guys want to get lunch? And you guys came out and had lunch with us, and I mean, was I lying?
No. I left that lunch. Lauren and our daughter was with us, and we all left the lunch saying we felt like we had just left some of our very best friends in the whole world. And it's just been such a pleasure getting to know you guys, and we really love you. And Dan, we just really want to wish you a very happy birthday.
So happy birthday, Dan. And you know, the impact that you have on people's lives, you may never know the full impact that you're having and how many people that you've impacted. But we're so grateful that you've come into our life and that you've impacted Chris and myself. And you've reached out so graciously in friendship, in mentorship, and just by watching you as an example, we know the kind of couple, the kind of people that we're going to be in the future. So thank you, Dan, and have a very happy birthday.
Hey Dan, I hear it's your birthday. Happy birthday. I heard you were turning 70, which I know you probably feel is old, but the good news is you're still not as old as Ken. So keep that in mind. Have a great birthday. We love you. Happy birthday.
Happy 70th birthday, Dan. You do not look a day over 71. So they asked me to record a quick 60-second video explaining how you have impacted my life. My goodness, Mr. Miller, how haven't you impacted my life? You've been a coach, you've been a friend, you've been a mentor, you've been someone that I could turn to when I needed rock-solid advice, and you have been there for me pretty much since day one. You've shown up at my book signings and my speaking engagements. You hosted my book launch party at your house, and you and Joanne have even opened up your home to Pei and myself and welcomed us with open arms, and that has been so meaningful to us. God bless you and your entire family and the 48 Days family in a powerful way, and I wish you all the best for your 70th birthday, for your 71st, and as many birthdays that are to come. Take care.
Hey Dan Miller, happy birthday from Steve and Karen. We are so grateful for you and your influence in our lives, and I was thinking about it and I just wanted to share that I know that you have lots of direct influence on folks, but you have some profound influence that you may not know, and it's because of you and your mastermind that I met David Hancock, and I have signed 30 books so far for Morgan James, which that means that people who have a message to get out 30 people have gotten their message out that wouldn't have happened if it hadn't been for you and meeting David through you. So there's so many things we're grateful for you and for Joanne, but we want to wish you a very, very happy birthday. And Steve.
Happy birthday, Dan.
We love you and we appreciate you and we wish you the best for many, many years to come. Take care. We love you. Bye.
Bye.
Hey Dan, it's Joel here, just wishing you a very happy birthday. Hope you and Joanne and the rest of the family are having an awesome time. And just want to take this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you for your leadership, your mentorship, and your generosity in helping others. Just so appreciated, and hope you enjoy this day and take some time to take a break. So happy birthday, Dan.
Because my man, Dan Miller, as you know, wrote the foreword for Story of You. And for once, this isn't a shameless plug at all. Dan, I just want to, first of all, I want to wish you a happy, I believe, 70th birthday on May 7th. 7 and 70, that's pretty awesome. I just want to thank you for everything you've done from the bottom of my heart. You are a solid dude, and I can't thank you enough for the season you came into my life, being part of your amazing mastermind, all the amazing people I met through you, such great women and men of character. And I'm so appreciative and honored that you wrote the foreword to my book, because I'm not even at the level that you're at, and I've been being asked to do that more and more. And I realize how time-consuming it is and what it really means to believe in someone enough to do that. So really, Dan, I want to wish you a happy birthday. I want to thank you so much for believing me and continuing to encourage others, and just for being you. So God bless, my man, and look, here's where the next adventure begins. Have an amazing birthday. God bless.
Hey Dan, it's Mike here. Isabella and I were honoured to get the introduction to you via our mutual friend Cliff Ravenscraft last year. And really, it was Joanne and yourself that made 2016 an outstanding year for us. Not only us, but the New Media Europe Conference, the community, everyone who attended and got to see you talk and inspire people to take action. Not only have you inspired the audience of entrepreneurs and wantrepreneurs in London to go ahead and start something and get something going, but you've inspired us as well to carry on and do more great things. And it wasn't just the weekend in London and the fact that you were around, and Joanne was around as well for the whole weekend and during the social events and functions, but the fact that you guys actually came to the Isle of Wight and hung out with us on the Isle of Wight. I mean, we were so just humbled that you would do that, and I know that you enjoyed it and had a good time, and we had a great time. We got to have dinner at Dan's Kitchen. Can you imagine that? Dan's Kitchen. So yeah, we were thrilled. We were basically completely thrilled with the way 2016 went, and the chance to connect with you, and I look forward to keeping that connection going into 2017 and beyond. And of course, Isabella and I wish you a very, very happy birthday.
Hi Dan, happy birthday. Wow, what an opportunity for me to record a video for you to see on your 70th birthday. I thought you're gonna be forever 48. That might be your spiritual age. Anyway, Joel and I are at two different places today, so we record two separate videos. And I just want to say real quick, I know I have to make it short. Usually I'm the bottom line kind of person, but when it comes to you, I can't talk forever because you have been like the wise spiritual father for us and for me in my journey of growth. I think about you often, very often. Love you very much. And you always share the truth and in encouragement. So I hope to see you soon. Love you very much. Bye.
Hey Dan Miller, Ron Doyle checking in with you to wish you a happy 70th birthday. Congratulations, man. That is so exciting. Hey, I remember almost 20 years ago us walking around Lookout Mountain together, meeting for the first time and having an immediate connection, and choosing then to lead a CLC group or two or three together, and then being a part of the Eagles group for all those many years afterwards. It's been so much fun being able to call you a friend. Hey, a couple things that are really inspiring about you. I want you to hear from me. One, I love your thirst for knowledge, your reading, your investigation into other sources of life and life-giving, just really inspiring to me. Secondly, your capacity to think outside the box. I've sent lots of people your way over the years to just help them think about things differently, and you've done the exact same with me, and I deeply appreciate that. Thirdly, I just want to tell you that your love for your family is heartwarming. I love the way you love Joanne. I love the way you love your children, your grandchildren. Awesome. Finally, I just want to tell you one more time how precious you are as a friend. Your friendship is beyond value. It is greater than any other wealth that I might ever have or wish for. I love being able to call you a great friend. Happy birthday, Dan Miller. Blessings. Bye.
Hi, Dan. Sheila Davis here with a special birthday shout out. Wanted to let you know just a little bit about how you've impacted my life. It goes back about 20 years when I first read your book and realized that I had control over my workplace environment and didn't have to just let things happen to me. And that was a true revelation. I do believe that a few months ago when I first saw your notification that you were looking for a marketing person, that was a gift from God. And I have enjoyed every minute of it since. You are a true inspiration to me, and learning from you and seeing how you do practice what you preach and you do what you tell others to do with such vigor and excitement in every day has certainly been a wonderful experience for me. And I look forward to working with you in the future. Happy birthday.
Hey Dan, it's Sutton Parks here. Happy 70th birthday. I met you, personally 7 years ago, and you look younger, I think today than you did then. So you should switch from careers to Fountain of Youth stuff. As I get older, I could certainly use some of that. But I invited you to lunch, and you took lunch with, you accepted lunch with an unknown janitor, country music singer wannabe, and well, I took notes, and here's the notes I took. It was August 11th, 2010, had lunch with author Dan Miller yesterday. He liked my book idea on my first year of sobriety and gratitude. He said he gets paid for ideas. His 25 years of experience, all the books and seminars he has gone to, that all increases his pay. Every 6 months, he reads A Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. He fasts every Monday and never lets his outside experiences determine his inner happiness. When he was broke, he put word out to friends that he was looking to do odd jobs for money, and he got booked up. And then I started reading Man's Search for Meaning today and started the outline for my book. Here's the book. Thanks, Dan. You have an incredible legacy. Happy birthday.
Hey, Dan. We are here in beautiful, sunny, hot Phoenix right at your birthday on an anniversary getaway. And really, that's the thing I would love to share with you that you have impacted my life with is your commitment to your wife, your commitment to your marriage. And that's what you gave to your son, to my Kevin. Through all the ups and downs and the hard times that we've come through, he has always remained absolutely committed to loving me and pursuing me. And he got that from his daddy. And so I'm really thankful, Dan, for the daddy that you are to Kevin, the way you exemplified pursuing your wife and loving your wife. Happy 70th birthday. Love you.
Hi, Dan. So in honor of your birthday, I'm not going to talk about how meeting you and Joanne 3 years ago totally changed my life for the better and how much I appreciate the fact that y'all have been walking on this journey with me. Because when I talk about that, it makes me cry, so we won't go there. But seriously, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your kindness that you've shown me. Thank you for the wisdom that you've shared with me. Thank you for not judging and not condemning, but just acceptance. I appreciate it so much. And I hope you have a great birthday. You're 70, which, you know what, to be honest, you don't look a day over 69 3/4, so you're doing great there. But anyway, I hope you have a blessed day and a blessed year. Thank you so much, Dan. Love you.
Hi, Dan. It's your friend Vicki Krings Wilsterman.
As the newest member of the 48 Days family, I don't specifically have any Dan stories to tell yet, so I can only briefly share what I have quickly come to know is true about you. I love that despite whatever stage of ready, fire, aim we are in, there's always an underlying peace I sense around you. While it's true you're a man on an unwavering journey of passion, you always seem so peacefully rooted in purpose, and that's incredibly comforting and motivating. Someone once said, a journey's home is the abiding place found only in the unending grace of God, knowing that wherever the journey takes us, He will never leave us nor forsake us. And that's the kind of peace you exude, that feeling of home, deep roots, and compassion. I can't tell you how much it means to me that you have already given me the gift of your trust. I'm honored that you have chosen to let me be a part of your story and your journey, and I can't wait to see where we're headed. Happy birthday, my friend.
Hello, Dan Miller. It's your friend Jody Mayberry. Happy birthday. I'm traveling on a ferry to Seattle, so I'm sorry for the noise, but I needed to take the moment to wish you a happy birthday. And I wanted to let you know one thing that you've had a tremendous impact on for me. Because of you, I no longer think either or. I think with and. If I have two options and both of them seem good, it's not choose this or that. It's how do I find an option that includes both. So because of you, Dan Miller, I think with and. So happy birthday. I look forward to learning so much more from you. And I just want to let you know you've had such an impact already.
Hey Dan, John Dale here. I wanted to join everyone else in wishing you a very happy 70th birthday. And I wanted to thank you so much for the impact that you have had on my life. I remember probably a decade ago now, listening to your podcast that I had found on iTunes and hearing the stories of people who had figured out a way to make a living doing work that they love. And at the time, I was selling advertising, doing a job that I was good at, but I kind of hated. And I began to dream that maybe I could be one of the lucky few that got to spend my life actually fulfilling my calling and making a living at the same time. And it started me on a journey that I'm very grateful has intersected with you in person, where now I get to spend every day doing work that I love, working on a mission that I am passionate about. And that is in large part because I listened to you and dared to believe that it could actually be true, that it was possible. So I wanted to say thank you so much. I love you. I'm very thankful for the influence that you have had in my life. And happy birthday.
Hi, Dan Miller. Wow, 70 years on the planet and you're just getting started. I am so glad you were born, and I just wanted to send you this message to say happy birthday. I'm sorry I can't be there to celebrate in person with you, but I'll see you soon. And I just remember when we first met, I don't know if you recall this or not, but you said, come to Franklin and let's meet. And I thought, well, we'll meet at a coffee shop or at a restaurant somewhere neutral, like most people would do. But you, my friend, are not most people. We met in your sanctuary, in your office, and we spent hours as you invested in creating our relationship, and you've invested ever since. And you've modeled for me how to connect with people and invest in the most important thing we can invest in, and that's investing our time in other people. You've given so much to so many. You deserve every one of these 70 years, and you deserve 70 more, and I hope they're better than the previous 70. The best is yet to come, my friend. God bless, and happy birthday, and I'm so glad you were born.
Hey, this is John Acuff, and I'm in the St. Louis airport, so it's going to be loud, and I'll keep this short, but one of the first people to reach out to me when we moved to Nashville was Dan Miller, and he took me out for lunch and said, hey, here's the lay of the land, here's how things work, and he was so kind and so generous with no gain to just take this young, a lot of people would say handsome guy out to lunch and teach him the ropes. And so I've always appreciated Dan's unseen generosity. I think that's the part that a lot of people don't know about, is how generous he is behind the scenes. So happy birthday, Dan.
Hey, Dan, Michael Hyatt, happy birthday. You've meant the world to me. Your friendship, your mentorship, the fact that you walk your talk has been such a huge inspiration to me. I wouldn't be in podcasting if it weren't for you taking the time to sit down, explain the benefits, connect me with people like Cliff Ravenscraft, and it changed everything for me. But I just love the fact that you contribute to your tribe so much and adds so much value. Here's to another 70 years. Thanks, my friend.
Happy birthday, Dan. Kim Avery here. Just a quick note to say, even though we haven't known each other for long, it has been a privilege not only to learn from you in your storehouse of knowledge and wisdom, but actually to be impacted by the testimony of your life. You, my friend, truly walk the talk. Your very presence exudes the abundance, the overflow, the joy, the integrity that you represent. And so today, on this very special day, I just want to thank you for being you.
Hey, Dan Miller, happy birthday. It's your friend Chris Niemeyer here. Just want to wish you a happy birthday and encourage you about something in particular. You know, you have always been so generous with the knowledge and wisdom you have in life and business. And a recent example of that is a memory I have of us bobbing in the waves together in the Caribbean not too long ago on the cruise this past February. We were there in St. Martin, and my kids were playing with your grandkids on the shore. And there we were, just the two of us, talking about life and business and a little bit about your history, about books and podcasts, and kind of where I'm in with that and my mindset these days going forward. And I just remember being just taken aback by how generous you were with the knowledge you were sharing there. And so I just want to thank you for that. You're so giving. And I look forward to what is in store for you these next several decades to come. Take care. Happy birthday, Dan.
Happy birthday, Dan Miller. This is your friend Kent Julian. And when I think of memories of you, I think of two in particular. And they go all the way back to the beginning of our relationship. The first one's actually a negative memory, because what I think of is the whole idea of you had this course about how do you teach 48 days as a workshop. It was your first deal with this course, but you didn't do the training. There was this guy named Scott Martin who did the training. And the thing is, being a high ID personality, if I would have just read the details, I would have known you weren't doing the training. So that was totally disappointing to me, but it was quickly, I was okay, because right after that, you invited your readers on 48 days to join you at the Mega Book Marketing Conference. And so I remember I was the first guy that joined up, and I went to that conference, which was a huge expense for me at the time, really just to meet you. And what a thrill it was to spend 3 days with you and to pick your brain. And I knew after that conference, I knew I was going to be able to do this lifestyle business stuff. I knew I was going to be able to do it, and everything took off since then. So it's an absolute joy. Thank you, Dan, for all the investment you've made in my life.
Hey, Dan, it's your friend Michael McGreevy. Happy birthday. Wow. About 4 years ago, I was swinging the hammer, building an addition, and what was I listening to in the background? That's right, the 48 Days podcast. And I heard about coaching with excellence, and I, for the first time, had hope that I would find what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And so there I was, a few months later, down at the sanctuary, hearing you talk about how to build a coaching business and how to thrive as a coach. Fast forward 4 years, and now I'm living the life that I love. I have a thriving coaching business. I have complete freedom over my schedule. I am thinking bigger and doing more than I ever thought was possible. And it all happened because of you. And one of the things that I really respect about you is what's unsaid, how you live your life, the degree of integrity that you live with, how you live out your values in marriage and relationships. And Dan, I just want to thank you for the impact that you've had on my life, and I wish you the happiest birthday.
Hey, Dan Miller, it's Carrie Oberbrunner. I hear you have a very special day coming up. Happy birthday. I remember first hearing about you from a colleague, and he was telling me about this crazy cool book, 48 Days, The Work You Love, and an article that he read, and I think he heard you on Dave Ramsey. Anyways, he got me turned on to you. And sure enough, when I was stuck in my day job, when I was in my own personal Shawshank, I read 48 Days of the Work You Love. I thought it was fantastic. For the first time in my life, I actually had hope. Not that I hated my day job, but I felt stuck, and I felt that there were more things in me, but I knew that I could not find a way out. I needed a friend, and you became that friend and mentor through a book. Without you in my life, I would seriously not be the same person that I am today. And you know my passion, igniting souls, and so I'm out there now basically continuing the pattern and trying to help other people just as you helped me. So Dan, I know this was a little bit long. I'm speaking as fast as I can, from one bald guy to another, from one disc test to another. I think we're the exact same thing. Look, man, you are one of my heroes. You are one of my friends. I love doing Escaping Shawshank with you, and every time I get to see you, it's just, it's like family. So thank you so much, Dan. Enjoy your day. You got a brilliant, beautiful family, and I thank God every day for you in my life.
Hey Dan, it's your friend Andy Traub. Happy birthday, brother. Thank you for blessing me with this book. I don't have the original copy that I bought because I'm sure I gave it to somebody, because your books are easy to give to people. But about 11 years ago, I read this book for the first time, and I quit my job less than 48 days later. I remember the day I told my wife I was going to quit my job, the same day that she told me we were going to have our first child, who's now a 9-year-old boy. And now we get to call you a friend and a fellow Tennessean. And I just want to say thank you. My favorite Dan Miller story is a simple one, which is you just called me one day and said, let's get lunch. And we sat down and you just said, how you doing, man? How's your marriage? How's your family? Because you know the transition's been more difficult than anticipated in moving. And I'll always remember that about you, because it's a sign of who you are at your core. You're successful in a lot of different ways, but your legacy will be strongest because you love people well. Happy birthday.
Hey Dan, it's your friend Nick Pavlidis, and I just wanted to wish you a happy, healthy 70th birthday. I can't believe it's been 4 years since I walked into Coaching with Excellence in May 2013 as a large law firm lawyer in New York City, looking for hope for the first time, struggling emotionally and struggling in my marriage. Just watching you and Joanne interact with each other and love each other well and support each other was inspirational. It was the answer that I was looking for, and rebuilding myself personally and professionally into a better father and husband first, before I concern myself with the professional application of my skill set, has been transformational for me and for my family. This sign up here, the 5 Minutes with Dad logo, those books behind me over this side, none of that would have been possible if I didn't walk into that sanctuary in May of 2013. So thank you personally, professionally, for what you've done, what the example you've set for my family, and happy, happy, happy 70th birthday.
Hey Dan, it's your friend Pat Flynn here in San Diego, California. Thank you so much for all you've provided me in terms of inspiration and ideas and just friendship over the years. Happy birthday to you. And quickly, I want to tell you about when I first started my blogging career, which has obviously blossomed into a lot more than just blogging. You were an instrumental part in helping to show me what was possible in terms of what you could offer an audience. Your community, by far, has been the most inspirational thing to me, how you've cultivated that community and turned it into a raving fan base that has just been with you through the years. It's something that I really admire and hope to do as I grow older, and I hope to have that kind of community as well. You know, I heard about you from a number of different people before I even met you, and it just shows the kind of person who you are and the impact that you can have on a person's life, and you've already had an impact on mine, and I look forward to our friendship into the future. Happy birthday.
Hey, Dan, this is your friend Phil Carson. Hey, I just want to say thank you for the difference that you have made in my life. When Kim and I came to visit you and Joanne back in October of 2012, I never could have imagined how my life would change as it has over the past several years. You have taught me so much, and you have blessed my life so much with the mastermind that you formed, and all the things that you teach and all the things that you do have just changed our lives, have changed my business. Never would have imagined the things that I'm doing now. Back then, it just wasn't on my radar. And you've helped me to soar to heights I never imagined I could soar to, and soar with eagles I never imagined I would soar with. And I just want to say thank you, and I hope you have an awesome 70th birthday.
Hey, Dan, it's Cliff Ravenscraft here, and I got to just say, man, you have been one of the biggest blessings in my life. And I just don't know where I would be today if it were not for the influence of your content, your friendship, and also all the amazing people that you've told about me and my message and my brand over all of these years. Anyway, I'm incredibly blessed and enriched as a result of knowing you, and I just want to wish you a very happy and wonderful 70th birthday.
Hey Dan, it's your friend Mark Ross. Happy birthday! I remember when we met, it was actually on the phone. You were coaching me. It was almost 4 years ago. We had an awesome call, and the next time we were together on the phone, it was really storming outside over there in Franklin, and the thunder was rolling and the lightning was clapping and there was static in the background. Do you hear that? I said, yeah. He said, that's rain. It's just pouring down, and I'm out on the porch right now with my headset on coaching you. It's just an awesome day, an awesome storm. And I thought, that is an amazing experience, coaching me in the storm and making tons of progress. So the next time I was over there, I actually get to see the sanctuary. You invited me into your mastermind group. I saw where all the action took place in the Nerve Center there in Franklin, Tennessee. I appreciate you, the impact you've had on my life, and look forward to continuing this journey together. Happy birthday, Dan.
Happy birthday, Dan. You spoke, first time I saw you was 2002 at Dave Ramsey's coach training. You said to make your vocation a vacation, and that just really spoke to me. And then several years after that, you invited me to the mastermind group. And oh my gosh, what a change in my world that made. I've met people, I've been stretched, I've been taught. My faith has grown. There's been so many wonderful things that have come from that, including writing my first book and you agreeing to do the foreword of my book. These things just don't happen by chance. Getting to know your family, your beautiful wife, your children, your grandchildren, just another extension of who you are and how wonderful you are and what an impact you've made on my life. And I want to thank you for that. And I hope you have the most amazing birthday ever.
Hey Dan, it's your buddy Chris Ducker here, and I just wanted to wish you a very happy birthday. I remember the first time that we actually got to hang out properly in person with each other. It was at your property in Nashville. And you invited me and Urs over to have breakfast with you and obviously Joanne and your little granddaughter Clara, who blew us away. But let's not make this video about her. Let's focus on you, my friend. Not only were you very humble and gracious with your time and welcoming me and my wife into your home, but we spent the entire morning, and honestly what felt like could have gone on for much, much longer, talking about life and aspirations and growth and career and love and happiness and everything else as well. The biggest memory from that day was actually walking around the property, going down to the sanctuary, hanging out, and then discovering that old, decrepit-looking car that you told me to go over and hit the horn on, which I did, followed by me getting chased away by a load of hornets, if you remember. But I just wanted to say that, you know, man, if I can look as good as you when I'm 70, can be as accomplished as you when I'm 70, and have the love of a good woman like you do when I'm 70, I will be a very, very contented man. Happy birthday, my friend, and have an incredible day.
Hey, Papa. When we first got married and we decided to change our last name, we decided to take on a totally different name. And when we came to you and asked if it would be okay with you if we didn't take Miller, we'll never forget what you said. You said, I hope that we leave a better legacy than just our last name. Go for it. And that has impacted us tremendously in more ways than you can imagine.
And that's Dan Miller. That's what we know of him and expect of him. And it's been, we've obviously lived a very unorthodox life and continue to do so and make very unorthodox decisions. And Dad's always supported it, even things like changing our name and naming our kids crazy names like Saoirse that no one can spell. And we appreciate that about you, Dad. That's something that you've always encouraged us to be ourselves. And if that means, in my case, waving your freak flag high, then you've encouraged me to do that. I know that you always did that. Growing up, you went your own way, and you've always let us go our own way. Kevin and Ashley and I have all three gone very different directions with our lives, and you and Mom, of course, have always honored that, and you've honored who we are, and you've honored the idea of training up a child in the way they are bent, not in the way that you think they ought to be. And I realize I've put that to the test many times, and probably still will. And we're grateful for that. We're grateful for your continued inspiration of leaving a legacy of meaning and depth and of love. And it's inspired our family to just be love, as we always talk about. We're grateful for you. We're grateful for all of your 70 years that have made you who you are, and that has helped to, it's had a big influence on who we are. Namaste.
Growing up in the Miller household, I have had so many opportunities to learn about the entrepreneurial lifestyle. And more than that, although I have the memories of stuffing and folding flyers and putting together the first of the 48 days workbooks and growing in the business, the thing that stands out to me the most in having Dan Miller as my father is the resilience and the positive attitude that I have seen my whole life. Through all of our ups and our downs, our financial highs and lows, we have been so rich in the things that have mattered the most. The love and the support and the community that we have just within our own family has been such a powerful thing for me. And Dad, I so appreciate the legacy of love that you are passing down throughout the generations. And the fact that no matter what age I was, you had a listening ear to listen to whatever was important for me at the moment. I so appreciate the relationship that we have, and I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful 70th year. Love you.
I wanted to just wish you a happy 70th birthday, Dan. You know, I have known you for probably about 15 years, and, you know, I've just really been honored to have you in my life. There have been some points where I had nowhere to turn, and you were the one that picked up the phone and helped guide me through some of the most challenging times of my entire life so far. And so I want to thank you for having the courage to do that and to put yourself out there. And for the last 70 years, you know, you have left this world better than you have found it. And I thank you for that, because you're not only leaving the world, but you're leaving people better than you found them. And that takes a lot of courage. And so I thank you for that, and I wish you a lovely 70th birthday, and I hope that you have many, many more healthy, happy birthdays to come. Happy birthday, Dan Miller.
Hello, Dan. I am your friend, Kevin, and I want to start by thanking you for spawning me. You did a masterful job. I'm really grateful. But what I'm most grateful for is the legacy of purpose that you showcased to me have all your life, that I have not known anything different, and not just any purpose, but the purpose of serving others. So in my marriage, in my family, in my work, the innate desire I have, I believe, was showcased by you and by Mom. And I'm so incredibly grateful for that. That is the thing that when I come down to, I don't know what I would do without that. I've never known boredom or purposelessness or a lack of fulfillment. And thank you for making that my heritage. And I will be passing that. I am passing that on to my kids, your grandkids. And at 70 years old, I expect a full 2 more decades at least of you doing the same, because I know you have so much more to give. I need so much more from you. So does everybody else. Thanks for doing your art and letting me benefit. I love you, Dad.
Hey, Dan. We are here in beautiful, sunny, hot Phoenix right at your birthday on an anniversary getaway. And really, that's the thing I would love to share with you that you have impacted my life with, is your commitment to your wife, your commitment to your marriage. And that's what you gave to your son, to my Kevin. through all the ups and downs and the hard times that we've come through, he has always remained absolutely committed to loving me and pursuing me. And he got that from his daddy. And so I'm really thankful, Dan, for the daddy that you are to Kevin, the way you exemplified pursuing your wife and loving your wife. Happy 70th birthday. Love you.
Hi, honey. Happy birthday. Your 70th. Wow. The years have flown by. It's been a great ride. And I know this sounds cheesy, but I can't help but say I would not be the woman that I am if it were not for being married to you. I love you dearly. I always will. And I wish you many happy birthdays ahead. May this one be special because it's 70, but may you have lots more special ones too with me. I love you. Bye.
Hey Dan, Chad Jeffers here. Happy birthday. 70 years that you've been a blessing to so many people on this planet. I know you have been to me and millions others, but thank you so much for your inspiration, your guidance, your wisdom, your grace and your mercy. But what's so great about you is that not only have I learned just from what you've been teaching me, but also just your example of you being a great dad, a great granddad, a great husband, and a great friend to many people. So thank you once again for being you. Happy birthday, and here's to many more.